Hamsloth lore recap here. Today I'm going to be explaining Episode 1 Chapter 2 of a mobile gacha game called Ep1. Spoilers ahead. Watch out and take care. Chapter begins with Ross and Mercedes heading towards Riengar's Academy City. As they stumble upon a merchant named Gusma who seems to be in trouble. Of course our protagonist wants to save him. Our kawaii Mercedes seems to be reluctant though. But Ross insists. After they rescue Gusma and says his thanks. He asks if they are also heading to Riengar. He suggests to tag along. Arki was smart enough to not do it for free. Gusma offers a meal after the escort. Now Arki obliges.
What?
Gusma asks if they have some identifications. Ross answers that they have the recommendation from the Royale Palace. Gusma mentions that getting inside Riengar is a pain in the ass. Apparently there isn't a student council president to lead the city yet. Only Kazran. A guardian can choose the president. But it seems the chosen one doesn't want to do it. Arki is hungry. Ross tells him to shut the frick up. They still need to destroy the archdemon's might that is sealed there. But only the student council president can lower the barrier of the sanctum. Now at the entry checkpoint. Ross noticed that the letter of recommendation is missing. Mercedes suggests to go back and look for it. Ross doesn't know when he last had it. So he decides to YOLO anyway and go for the entry. Ross says hello. Ross didn't take a bath in ages. Katis calls him an illegal alien and assumes he is carrying illegal narcotics. He continues to verbally abuse him. This man has only said hello so far. Here comes Plum. I hate this guy by the way. Gusma backstabs them. He manages to get in. Arki is still hungry as shit. Katis now demands a 500-page apology letter for illegal entry. Dude, this guy. Karen comes in. And oh my god, Booba. She is a pretty waifu. It seems she notices how 500-page seems unreasonable. She wants to add more charges to Rasa's crime other than illegal entry. So 500 pages would become reasonable.
NANI?
It seems like she's also a nutjob. Ross introduces himself as the heir of the Covenant. And this cotton candy is his guardian. But Karen believes none of that. And adds more crime to his record. Ross tells her to contact Izura to vouch for his identity. But Yuna, a girl with a flying robot, says that there's no point. And that she's imprisoned with a ridiculous charge too. Apparently she created a robot that went on a rampage and destroyed everything. Yuna denies it and blames it on someone tampering it. If the security can't handle it, she will take matters into her own hands. Yuna bombs her cell and escapes. Where was she hiding that bomb? Rekoris searched her thoroughly. They go for the chase. Judith says if Ross catches her, she will lessen his punishment. Ross obliges. Apparently Yuna is the chosen one that rejected the president's seat. And just wants to be free. Ross hears that. This is their best chance to make Yuna lower the barrier of the sanctum so they can do their chores. Arki mentions why does it have to be Yuna? Judith says she can only be the one. Since Kazran chose her. They have lost her. Ross and the gang got away too. This lightens up Karen since she can add more charges to them since they escape prison. Yuna is finally outside. Ross manages to catch up to her. Yuna trips up. Ross catches her and prevented Yuna from falling. Yuna says arigato. Wait, this is a rom-com scene. Ross wishes to talk. And wants her to take the student council seat. But Yuna doesn't like that and runs away. Ross says why not? Yuna says she doesn't like having responsibilities because of her talent. Apparently she was isekai'd by Kazran so she can become an heir and student council president. But our girl here wants more free time. Ross doesn't understand. Isn't it normal with someone with power to help people? This is why you are not Sigma. Arki tells Ross he would never understand because he is not human. Karen catches up and is on full throttle. Placing them under arrest. Yuna throws Ross under the bus. Karen says no and both of them are under arrest. Ross drags Yuna taking her away. Wow, I can actually hear this. Karen is up for the chase. Now in the deep woods. They manage to get away with a long distance. While Mercedes surveying the area. She's getting NTRD. Ross gets too close to Yuna. And she's overheating. Rasa's mouth is so close that she can hear his breathing. Brilliant rom-com scene. Ross asks again if Yuna would take the student council president position. So that she can lower the barrier of the sanctum where the archdemon's might is. So he can destroy it for the greater good. Yuna is still in her rebellious teenage phase. Ross says that running away is futile. It will change nothing. And that she needs to stand her ground now to make a difference. For now, Ross wants to help stop her angry robot. As Mercedes comes back to report that Karen is nowhere now. It seems she spotted Yuna blushing like a kawaii anime girl. Yuna said it's Rasa's fault for being a smooth criminal. What a sinful man. Yuna now leads them to her baby robot. That's not a baby at all. Mommy is home. This dialogue is cute. Ross tells Arky to lift Yuna up to the machine while they're keeping it busy. Arky says Yuna is heavy. As expected of her thick butt cheeks. Yuna finds the stone that's making her machine berserk. The stone seems to have some sussy powers. It's a dark magic stone. It has the magic to summon and give power to acolytes. Yuna has no idea how this got there. They not head to public security to hand it over and investigate. Ross asks where that stone come from. She says that she bought all her parts in a bundle on a Savaran merchant named Gusma. That son of a bitch. There's no mistake that that rat is a scammer. And should just report him. But reporting to the public security here seems like more dangerous and they might just arrest them again. But Yuna says she has clout as the student council president and they should listen to her. Even though she has no plans to take the position. But would like to abuse its power. A brilliant girl with a brilliant mind. They now spot an officer. Oh no, it's Plum. Yuna now hands over the dark magic stone. She reports that it came with the parts she bought at a merchant named Gusma. He hid the stone there in order to smuggle it to Riengar. Plum seems to understand and will now take to the PSC. Karen all of the sudden arrives and sees the dark magic stone. Now suspects them of illegal trade of the dark magic stone. Plum wants to explain. But Karen doesn't want to hear anything he has to say. Yuna calls for Ross. This is a pain in the ass but still manhandles Karen. Karen feels embarrassed by losing to a criminal. Her sad face is kinda cute. But right now finding the one responsible for everything is the priority. Yuna tells Karen where the stone came from and that she misunderstood. Karen finally listens. Plum now will take it to the PSC and asks Karen to find Gusma. She agrees but decides to follow Plum instead since they need to go to PSC to confirm stuff. Karen notices that Plum is acting kinda sussy. Plum isn't heading to the PSC at all. The gang follows. Gusma is looking for someone. The gang is right behind him. Plum meets up with Gusma. And tells him off for losing track of the stone. It seems they were in cahoots this whole time. Arky calls them out. Karen now asks what the F are they doing. Plum feigns ignorance. But he said fuck it and runs with the stone. The gang chases. Karen threatens him that he would be charged with a crime. Plum calls her a pig. For some reason she kinda likes that. Is she a masochist? Mercedes warns Plum that the stone is dangerous. But Plum knows what he's doing. He plans to summon an acolyte and overthrow Riengar and become the student council president. Yuna hands over the position on a silver platter. But is said over and over. Only Kazran can choose who takes the position. Yuna is trying to find democracy. Ross says to shut the frick up and hurry. Ross warns Plum that summoning an acolyte is a stupid idea. But he doesn't care. He wants to do it anyway. Jealous of Yuna. Because she gets to be student council president without doing anything. Blah blah blah. He just wants to be special. Now that he has a chance to achieve his dream. He wouldn't mind risking his life. Yuna doesn't want the position anyway. Since she's sick of other people's expectations of her. It's no use convincing him. Plum now dashes off. Yuna feels guilty. Ross says it doesn't matter what she did. Plum will hate her regardless. Mercedes wants to catch that guy now. Plum plans to use the Gate of Truth inside. In order to summon an acolyte that would bid his wishes. Right next to the archdemons might too. Oh no.
Oh no! Anyway.
Gusma calls for Plum. He seems to have prepared the ceremony while Plum was keeping them busy. Gusma now has some mecha to stall Ross and the others. So Plum has time to summon an acolyte and destroy everything. Summoning an acolyte is too big of a deal. Not only will it destroy the area they're in, but the entirety of Riengar too. Ross is confident that he can take it out. So Karen should just focus on evacuating everyone. And tells Yuna to help the evacuation too. Ross, Arky and Mercedes goes after Plum. Yuna gets a flashback. Something that suggests that her parents or teachers expect her to do it easily because she's special. Kazran pulled her to this world. Since he has sustained some injuries that cannot be healed. He can only gain the power to do that if Yuna makes a contract with him. She's now an heir. And as the chosen one. She also is obligated to become student council president. Ginger shoves 384 rules that Yuna needs to memorize. Yuna doesn't want to. She isn't so easy that she would just go with the flow. But is it really the right thing to do? As Karen evacuates the people, Yuna feels guilty that none of these should had happened if she accepted the position in the first place. Karen cheers her up. Yuna wonders why she was chosen. Karen tells her that she is a girl of focus.
Commitment. Sheer will.
Something that she admires. That cheers Yuna up. While that's happening, an acolyte is now being summoned. Mercedes detects thick magic towards it. This is pretty bad. Yuna also goes towards it. She wants to protect everyone. She now calls for Kazran. Oh my god, she's hot. Forget everything I said about this being bad. This is good. I lost. Plum now requests to conquer Riengar. And make his dreams come true. But she doesn't like being told what to do. What a woman. As thanks for summoning her. She might as well give him a dream of becoming president. But Plum wants it for real. Ross arrives. It seems the acolyte Tenebria is up for some fisticuffs against the heir of the Covenant. Plum tells Tenebria that he would also give her the Archdemon's might if he becomes president. Tenebria takes the deal. Now it's time for war. She summons some monsters. Seems Gusma has already captured the student council members. And they only need to agree that Plum should become president to take the position. But they aren't stupid enough to hand over the position to someone stupid. Their only president is Yuna. Tenebria will now destroy half the city to convince them. Ross gets there in time. But it's already too late. Apparently Gusma was instructed by a priest on the plan. Ross asks who that priest is. But there's no time for that. Tenebria is a bigger threat right now. Yuna swoops in. As the student council president, she's obligated to protect Riengar and its people. Tenebria says that it's useless. And proceeds to destroy. But Kazran reversed time to stop it. He is kinda OP. Tenebria understands her situation and Kazran isn't someone she can defeat. Tenebria plans to leave. Plum and Gusma are panicking. She gives Gusma and Plum dreams before leaving. Everything seems to be safe now. Everyone is happy. Now that everything is over. Karen now approaches Ross and cuffs him. Apparently he is still a criminal. Now that's the end of episode 1 chapter 2. Till next time.